Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, we update you on the Before Watchmen series.
Then 1 year of Duel Review!
That's today, Wednesday. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to July 4th. I hope you're enjoying the fireworks, but first, enjoy us.
You need to watch this show. I think that's what I did the first time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first, you need to watch this show.
Today we're going to be looking at the Before Watchmen series. I know we touched upon it before, but...
we did Silk Spectre and we did Minutemen.
Right. So now also out is Comedian and Nite Owl, sorry. So,
yeah, an all-star Western flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at now. The first one that came out was Comedian, and it was actually out when we did the review, or when the review aired.
Right.
It came out right shortly after we did the review. So Comedian, we have lots to say about this one. So I guess we might as well. And the second one is Nite Owl. That one came out,
Right.
and I think that the next one
Would be Rorschach.
and will be out next week. I don't think it's out yet.
And then I think Dr. Manhattan is the last one.
Reviews, yeah. And I'm looking forward to both of them. In fact, there's a little cameo. Rorschach is in this one. Part of it, and I'm like, I just love the way he talks and the cadence and stuff. It's definitely a throwback, but it's also kind of badass. But whatever. We'll get to that.
Let's talk about Comedian.
Yeah. So Comedian, we were coming off pretty high with Minutemen and Silk Spectre. Minutemen was really great,
yes,
minus the whole package situation that we
I'm
referenced.
okay with it.
You're okay with it. I just don't get the
bicycle shorts,
the 40s. I guess it's 50s, but the hot pants. The hot pants with some kind of texture that's supposed to look like feathers or something. I don't know. Anyway, but it was a solid story, even though it's a story that we've heard before. I mean, if you followed the Watchmen previously, then you already know about that. So I'm. Hopefully they're going to go into a new direction that I've never heard of. They've got 6 issues for this one, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that. Silk Spectre, again, kind of rehashed stuff that we already knew. It's just stuff that we assumed, but it was a solid read. Good art, all that stuff. And again, I think she only has 4. Maybe she has 6, but anyway, most of these books have 4 or 6 issues.
Right.
Okay, so now the next one is Comedian, and I'm like, okay, those ones were good, so this one should probably be solid. He's one of those weird characters that's, just you can just tell by looking at it. He's kind of icky.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know why he's wearing that mask. I don't ever see him in that mask. This one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway, I don't know. I guess we kind of both had a problem with this one. It's just kind of... They work really with historical reference. He's tied to the Kennedys, and there's whole Marilyn Monroe thing and whatever. And I think whenever they do that, there's this they're dancing on stuff that we already kind of know. And so when they break rules, or when they do some stupid there's a hit by some character on another character, it's like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that he'd be friends with them or in that position of power. It kind of makes I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but it makes the Kennedys just kind of like these stupid frat idiots.
But everyone knew that.
Well, yeah, but I know that they're kind of fratish, like the good old boy kind of thing, and they slept around and whatever. Or at least JFK is rumored to, but they're not as dumb as they are in this book. It just seemed like kind of like a whatever, and the Comedian's like one of their group, and they're playing tackle football, and I just don't buy it. And there's a thing with Jackie, Kennedy, that I just don't buy, and Marilyn Monroe that I don't. It's not Onassis yet.
I know.
And then I don't buy the Marilyn Monroe thing, and so whatever. So, and it's also, I guess it is a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily know. So I guess it did do what I asked the other books, I wanted them to do.
Yeah.
But it does tread on some things that were hinted at in the book and whatnot, and I don't know. It's just not enough. If I wasn't collecting all of them, I probably would skip this one, honestly. I've never really liked Comedian he's the dirtball, he's the dirtball of the group, which is a catalyst for the other ones to choose whether they're going to be good or a little bit bad or whatever. So he's kind of the one that's off the rails. So he's kind of necessary in a way. But he's not compelling. I don't know on his own book if I'm going to care that much, but I'm sure it'll tie in with all the other books.
What I wanted to happen with Comedian is he has this weird mentality. He's got this whole idea of the world figured out in his mind. So I would have liked to have seen
playing football with the Kennedys.
I would have liked to have seen them touch upon that. Really delve into his character more. The only problem is they don't. I mean, they hint at it, but it's more or less him just kind of taking orders here and there.
Literally the only part that I liked, even in the movie and the previous comic, was when he was on the foot of the bed of what's his name, his arch enemy. Confessing all these things to him and stuff. That was compelling.
What was his name? It was something the Mystic.
Yeah, that was compelling. But so far in this book, I just, again, if it wasn't tied into the rest of them, I would skip this book. I just didn't enjoy it. And you get a little bit of his struggle with madness or the dark side of things, but not really. And in fact, there's only a snippet in the Nite Owl one that we're about to talk about that has him, and of course it references something that happened in the previous book, but that's the sort of stuff that is necessary for the world. Mm-hmm. This stuff is just kind of like meh. That book itself doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it has any real bearing.
Having said that, I do. The J.G. Jones is a great artist. It's solid art. Brian Azzarello from Hellblazer and other stuff. We just talked about him. Anyway, so solid writer, solid. But I just don't think. Again, with all these books, where they're starting off, we're not sure what they're just kind of like setting the stage. So we're not really sure what's gonna happen there. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed, and I think that's kind of the buzz. I think a lot of people are disappointed. We're not the only ones. So let's move on and talk about Nite Owl, because Nite Owl we both really liked. I didn't particularly care about this character. He was kind of like, well, he's okay. He just seemed more like a ripoff of other characters to me, whereas Rorschach seemed very...
his own character, genuine.
Right. He was not something stereotypical or whatever. Nite Owl just seemed like Batman ripoff, kind of thing. Which he is kind of, but there's a lot more motivation behind... There's a different motivation behind him. He falls into money a little bit differently, but not really.
Yeah.
But instead of having like an underground cave and blood, whatever, he's in the city, and he's underneath a... whatever.
I think it's a warehouse or something.
Well, it's like a mechanic's shop or something like that. Anyway, so there's some definite similarities that you cannot get beyond, but he is starting to be unique enough to me to warrant, his own character.
I think Nite Owl was one of my more favorite characters.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I didn't resonate. It didn't resonate as much as it does to you, but I like the original Nite Owl a little bit better because he's not superpowered. He's just he just goes and beats the crap out of bad guys. This one. He's just. Well, yeah, not really, but he has lots more gadgets.
He's the Batman character.
So anyway, this one, we both really like. It did add a little bit new that I didn't know, a little bit between him and the previous Nite Owl.
Which I liked. I actually really liked that.
I love that tie-in. It was a great tie-in. It makes me want to know more about the Minutemen, though, so I'm really glad that one's a 6-issue.
Right.
This one's only a 4-issue, so I'm sad about that, but I guess that's all they needed.
So J. Michael Straczynski is the writer.
I'm not gonna touch it. It's the writer.
And he was we reviewed Supreme Powers. He was one of the writers.
Yeah, that was actually our first review, so it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So and he's done a lot of other stuff. He's a great writer. And then you have
Andy and Joe.
Kubert.
I don't think it's Kubert. Anyway, they're the artists,
Kubert.
Father and son.
They
worked on tons of DC books. Yeah. So, this is a good book, and I'm really looking forward to the next books and the next issue of this one.
What's interesting with this one, I think, more so than anything, is it does a lot in just one issue, which is great. It's got him and his father issues. It's got him and his it's got him and his meeting the original Nite Owl and how he did it. His interest in technology, and then to top it all off, this is also the issue where he meets Rorschach. So it's like a lot happens in this one issue, and it's just really great. I'm hoping that they can keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, and again, since I touched on it earlier, the moment you see Rorschach and you hear Herm and all his little things, it's just like, I can't wait for the next book. I can't wait for his book.
Yeah, Rorschach's book.
Everybody loves Rorschach. It's just...
I'm a little worried that with Rorschach, they're going to do the story that we already know, and that's, him with the child molester.
It could be, but it still could be compelling. I don't know. He's just such a, he's so on the edge. He's the one that, like, even in this one, like, when they're fighting together, Nite Owl, he's punching this way and the guy's getting knocked out, and then Rorschach is not really punching the other guy and like blood is spurting out. Like it's such a difference. It's so cool to see. Anyway, it's fun to know that they were together before anybody else, kind of thing. And I don't know.
The first dynamic duo.
Yeah. So I really enjoy these. I'm going to continue collecting all of them. Comedian, I just hope gets a little more interesting. Yeah. But it has to tie in somewhere. So whatever. I don't know. If it's not necessary, then maybe I'll recommend to other people that, if you don't want to follow them all, you can not follow them all. I mean, there's 7 books. There's at least 4 of each one. So that means that's 28 right there. Plus there's 6 issues or whatever. So we're talking like 35 comics, 36 with the epilogue, something like that. 37 comics maybe. That's my favorite number. That would be perfect for me. I'd have to own all of them.
Yes.
Because I'm stupid like that. Anyway, so we're excited.
This does bring me to the point that DC is really doing well.
3 more books to go.
They've got a great series in the Before Watchmen. Each of them multiple series. I mean, it's a multiple series, which is odd. But they're also got the New 52, and they're really doing stuff with that. We're going to be doing Earth 2 soon.
Yep.
Next week, I think, actually. Right?
Is that right? No, the week after.
The week after?
Yeah, next week we're doing Age of Apocalypse.
Okay, I gotcha. So we got a lot of great stuff coming.
Yeah, and good on them. I hope they don't milk it too much because I don't want it to be ruined. But I guess I was a little trepidatious to be like, are they just,
You said Herm.
Are they just trying to, capitalize on the success and make a few more bucks with some crappy story? But it's not.
Yeah, it's
genuinely good.
It's like they said.
It's just like a continuation.
It's like they said, I want to do Before Watchmen, throw stuff at me, and then they just waited long enough to get the good content coming, and then they said, okay, now we have good books, let's push them out. With the exception of Comedian, it's really lived up to what I thought it would be.
Yeah, and that's just issue 1. So, all right, guys, subscribe on YouTube and tell us what you think.
Check out our wares at spiderwolf.com, and
today is Wednesday, so we're going to be updating our blogs. So check
blogs.
it out. Mine is rjstake.blogspot.com.
I don't know what mine is. I guess what is mine?
I don't know.
Mine's on nexusdigitalcomics.com. You can find it at the blogs.
All right, guys. See you later. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. I got 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. I got 1 year.
I got 1 year too. I got 1 year too. I got 1 year too.
1 year.
I got 1 year too. I got 1 year too. I got 1 year too. That's funny.
That's an interesting one.
I got 1 year too.
It kind of looks like something bad.
No, it's like, oh.
Shoot it off! Shoot it off! Shoot it off! Oh, good job. All right, guys. See you later. The Anime Gween Saga up next. Yeah, because no one's ever heard that expression before.
Have they? I think I made that up.
For the love of crap.
It was me. It was all me.
The love of feces. Stuhl. For the love of Stuhl. Ziegelheinen, Pizza Peinen.
Pizza Peinen?
In the Skynen.
What?
Bratenwursten. Sauerkrauten. Pizza Peinen. Not a Charlie Chaplin fan, I guess. The Great Dictator. Chicken. On today's Duel review, it's an update on Before Watchmen. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it. One more time.
Thank you.
On today's Duel review, it's Before Watchmen. And it's our 1 year episode. No. Yeah, I almost said 100th. Like, no. Not 100th. On today's Duel review, our 1 year episode. 4th of July. Enjoy the fireworks. But first, watch the show. Before Watchmen, number 1 of... Man, I lost it.
He's RJ.
Let's get to it. Hey, everybody. It's our 1 year episode. Okay, I can't use that too loud.
Sorry.
Don't blow up my ears and be like... It's our... On today's Duel review, it's our 1 year episode. And Before Watchmen. I'm RJ.
Oh, and I'm Nick.
Let's get to it. All right. It'll be great. This time it'll be awesome.
It will.
Perfect. Today is our 1 year of... I don't know what to say. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Holy shit, 1 year.
I don't know if you can use that.
Why not?
Because you said holy shit.
I said holy shit, I'm gonna make a baby cry. Alright, fine.
1 year!
I'm sorry? I still didn't understand that.
It's okay, I wasn't really saying anything.
Okay. Please stop that. That's probably why you want one, right? You can just sit there and shiny pictures in my mind make me happy.